Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a review of the JJRC JJ800. This little quadcopter is, I believe it is, JJRC's answer to the SEMA X11C, or actually the X11. If you look at this little quadcopter, it's very similarly shaped except for the prop guards. But the body of itself is very similar to the X11, and when you fly this thing, you notice it's very stable flyer. At least I did initial flights at home. Very stable, very similar in flight performance to the X11. Okay, very good flyer. So let's bring it out here into the field just to demonstrate that, to show you that. One thing I want to talk about is these prop guards. Although they're installed here, they're easily removable. They just unclip. So you can pop these off if you want to go for highly maneuverable flying. That's something that's hard to do with the X11. The X11's prop guards, I'm not sure I've ever figured out a way to remove those things, or if anybody else has. They're there permanently, in my opinion. But let's go for a flight. This little quadcopter. This quadcopter doesn't have headless mode. You know, it doesn't have any special features. It's a learn-to-fly quadcopter, and I think it is very good as a learn-to-fly quadcopter because of its stability. Okay, binding to the quadcopter. Now, if you notice this transmitter, it's got a lot of buttons, and that's for other versions of this quadcopter. You know, you got a video button, picture button. Unfortunately, this quadcopter does not have any of those features. There's also a G sensor button. I'm not sure what that's for, or if it's applicable to this particular quadcopter. And of course, you got your flip button right there. So, also you can select beginner's mode, intermediate at 80, and expert at 100 by sliding the switch up and down. We're going to start at beginner's mode. Trimming it up, and right away you see this thing is a very stable flyer, hands-off flyer already. Get a little forward. There we go. I could fly this just by the trim buttons alone. How about the throttle? I'm not sure that's a throttle trim. Let's see. Okay, let's go to, in beginner's mode, I can't fight a little breeze in my back. We're going to intermediate right now, and it can. Going to high. This is high pitch. There's a little breeze coming from my back, and in high I can fight that breeze. So, very, very, very stable in beginner's mode, but it can't fight a breeze in beginner's mode. But again, let's go back to high. Okay, this is the funnels with the prop guards on in high. This is full speed and high into the wind. We got a little breeze there coming at us. Okay, let's bring it in close so you can see this little quad. Now let's try it without the prop guards. We've shown it's stable. It's a maneuverable little flyer. I'm going to intermediate. This wind is really, little breeze really messing with me, trying to keep it steady with these prop guards on. We're going to take the prop guards off and see how it flies without them. And I'll show you how easy it is to remove these. Again, these are for indoors. If you're flying indoors around objects, it's good to have these little prop guards on. But if you're flying outdoors, there's no real need to have them on. You gotta just pop them open by prying them there with your fingers and popping them off. And they come right off. 3 and 4. Try to do this with your X11C, and it's not as easy to do. Okay, prop guards are off of this thing now. And putting it on the ground beside me. Turning on the transmitter. Rebinding. Let's see how it flies now. Without prop guards. I'm going to 100. And there you go. It becomes a much more maneuverable little quadcopter. Okay, we're not talking WL Toys V2, what is that, V252? We're not talking about that. This quadcopter's not that. This something is for intermediates. It's not a high-speed quadcopter. This is the full, I'm trying to do, there we go. I'm trying to do funnels with it, but we're not talking about very tight funnels. This is in high, 100%. Again, this is intended for intermediates and beginners. It makes a nice little intermediate and beginner flyer. Excellent to learn to fly with. Let's bring it in close again. Now without those prop guards, it's much more flyable, in my opinion. Controllable too. I better go to intermediate. Bring it in again. There's a breeze again in my back. But now I can fight that breeze a little better without those prop guards attached. Okay, the JJ800. Now its lights seem to blink, so they blink always, even with a freshly charged battery. So they're not intended for low voltage warning. I'm not sure exactly how you determine when you've reached low voltage with this. And there goes 2 props. Okay. Screw this little bugger. Darn it. Those props came off right easily. 2 of them. Where'd the second one go? See that? See how I'm flying it? It works. Forward, back, right, left. That's about all you could do. You're gonna apply, I guess it's like in headless mode.